Hey guys, and welcome on into Thursday night's action here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. To get all of our NFL plays, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description. And be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. So heading into this one, the road team actually coming in as somewhat significant favorites here, giving just under a touchdown at about 5.5 to 6 points. This might be a surprise to some people considering the fact that these teams are only separated in their divisional standings by just one game. Seattle at 5-3 overall, Arizona at 4-4. But when you really dive into the numbers, it's not a huge surprise here to see the Seahawks as this significant of a favorite. But in this video, we're going to be giving our take on who we think is the better betting edge here against the spread. So starting with the road team, 5-3 overall, coming off of a disappointing loss in their last outing at home against the Washington Redskins, where the Seahawks actually outplayed the Redskins. They gained about 150 more yards offensively than Washington, but they didn't capitalize well enough on their scoring opportunities, and some key turnovers made it so that they weren't able to go on to get their 5th straight win in a row. They had won 4 straight, including 2 road wins against the Rams and Giants. Better results certainly for the Seahawks on the road than what we were seeing from them earlier in the year, where they lost at Green Bay and also at Tennessee. So they're playing with a little bit more confidence and composure here in recent road games. They're going to be trying to take that same mentality into this tough road matchup here against a Cardinals team that's been pretty decent on their home field this season. But when you look at the numbers, the Seahawks, they rank 10th in the NFL in scoring average, 5th in total team defense at about a +5 point differential in terms of their 2 averages. This is a team that has been very impressive through the air. They rank 2nd in the NFL in passing, compared to just 19th in rushing. This is one of the key issues that the Seahawks have had this year. They haven't been getting consistent run support from their running backs. They've relied a lot on Russell Wilson to scramble and kind of improvise in the run game. This isn't certainly what the Seahawks want to do long term, just to try to protect the health of their quarterback, who's having such an amazing year in terms of throwing the ball. But again, in their last outing, Wilson led the team in rushing with 77 yards, while Rawls, the second running back, picked up just 39 yards. So quite a difference there between Wilson and the other top back for the day. And this is probably going to be continuing a situation that we see from the Seahawks going forward until they get some more consistent play out of their running backs. But also, it's just become kind of part of this team's offensive outlook, is they need Wilson to scramble to kind of make up for some of the deficiencies that they've had at times on the offensive line. And also, when Wilson's able to improvise a bit, move around in the pocket, that can also open up opportunities in the pass game, which Seattle has done a good job of taking advantage of this year. So now switching on over to the home team today, the Arizona Cardinals, they're still staying in the conversation at 4-4 overall. Their plus-minus is pretty atrocious, though, for a 500 team. They're at about -62 points overall in comparison to Seattle's +40. So in terms of their plus-minuses, about 100, just over 100-point difference between the Cardinals and the Seahawks. So that's why we're not surprised, certainly, to see Seattle as this much of a favorite here against the Cardinals, even though their records might not separate them by all that much. But this is another team that relies heavily on their pass game, and they've actually had a much worse ground game than even Seattle has had. And also, Carson Palmer being out, not a huge deal. The veteran, kind of in the back 9 of his career right now, winding things up. Not as much of a threat as he once was in his younger years, but nonetheless, this team is getting a little bit more dangerous in the ground game, given the fact that they brought in Adrian Peterson, who's starting to be a more featured focus of this offensive attack. But still, overall in the year, Arizona averaging just about 76 yards per game on the ground, which is 31st in the NFL, and 261 yards through the air, which is 5th in the NFL. And then scoring and defensively, this team, they've taken their lumps in terms of a number of blowout losses, which has affected their total numbers overall. But they're 26th in the NFL in scoring average, 27th in total team defense, for a plus-minus of about -8 on the year, in comparison to Seattle's +5. In terms of their average performances, that's about a 2-touchdown difference between what these teams have been generally been putting up on a week-to-week basis. So coming into this one, guys, like I've been saying, not a surprise to see Seattle favored here. It's not going to be easy by any means on the road, but just given what we've been seeing out of these two teams consistently throughout the regular season, the fact that Seattle has been looking better on the road as of late, we're going to cautiously side with the road team today, taking the Seattle Seahawks, giving those points as our NFL pick video play for today. And again, guys, to get all of our NFL plays, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, link down in the video description, and be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in, and we hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.